Girls, our next topic is global warming. While we studied about the environment economics, it is necessary to study this topic, global warming. From the lower class onwards, you have studied this, isn't it? What do you mean by global warming? The current increase in the temperature on the earth surface, isn't it? Increase the temperature on the earth's surface is called global warming. Today morning also I heard a news. Because of global warming, the icebergs in the Arctic and Antarctic region, they started to melt faster than ever. So that is only because of global warming. So global warming is nothing but the current increase in the temperature on the earth's surface, as well as the atmosphere also, not only the earth's surface, as well as atmosphere. So, average temperature of the world, before it was 0.75 degrees Celsius. Now about, it has been increased. 2/3 of this has been increased. %. Now it is 2% or 1%. It has been increased. So the temperature of the world has been increased. 2/3 of the temperature has been increased since 1975. Why the global warming occur? What is the reason for global warming? You have already studied the carbon dioxide and the methane, chlorofluorocarbon, which we are using in the refrigerator, AC, air conditioning machine and other things, isn't it? Those gases are the home appliances and the electronic item which emits the gases which is harmful, like chlorofluorocarbon, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxides are the called as greenhouse gases, isn't it? Greenhouse effect already have studied. So these gases mixed in the atmosphere and it makes the earth warm. What are all? Carbon dioxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbon, nitrous oxide. These gases, those are called greenhouse gases, they mingled in the earth's surface and they mixed in the atmosphere. So which is most important? The carbon dioxide is the most important gas, which is called as the greenhouse, to contribute 50% of global warming. So the main gas which is cause for the global warming is carbon dioxide. So that only we are saying grow more trees. Why? Because the trees, they inhale carbon dioxide and they exhale the oxygen, which is good for the human being. So that only we are insisting to plant more trees. Only then we can save earth. Because 50% of global warming is caused only by the CO2, carbon dioxide. If you plant more trees, the CO2 will be reduced, oxygen will be increased. So, how the carbon dioxide has been increasing? The burning of fossil fuels, deforestation. So that only I am saying plant more trees, deforestation and other. These are the causes for the increase of the carbon dioxide. What is the result of global warming? What it has brought to us. It affects agriculture, horticulture, totem, horticulture, agriculture, isn't it? And also the ecosystem. Already we have studied the ecosystem. If CO2 increase, there would be no rain. It reduces the rainfall. If the rainfall is not there, there should be no agriculture. Even horticulture will not be there. And the unwanted things, it will be increased. சீமக்கருவேல மரம்னு சொல்கிறோம்ல, இடையில the government has given the order to cut down all the those type of trees. சீமக்கருவேல முள் இருக்கிற அந்த மரம், because it exhale the carbon dioxide more. ஒரு கொஞ்ச நாள் ஒரு இடத்துக்கு போகாமல் இருந்துட்டோம், அந்த இடத்துல அந்த முள்ளு செடி அவ்வளோ வளர்ந்துடும். It suck the water, groundwater more. So the unwanted plants will grow because of the global warming. And also threats to the health due to the increase in disease. Nowadays we are not able to identify what disease are there, isn't it? Many people are affected by different kinds of diseases. So there is a health issue among the people. Only because of this only, if there is unwanted plants are there around our house, it will be the birthplace of mosquitoes, which brought the diseases like dengue, malaria fever, viral fever and other things. So it brings the health issue. And also, I think you have studied in your 10th standard, I know whether you have remembered or not, Chaya's lesson. Isn't it? Because of the global warming, the perennial rivers, or the rivers which are fed by the Himalayan glaciers, they will become dry, we studied. Only because of global warming. Nowadays, there will be no snow-capped mountains, they told. Even in the Switzerland, the Alps mountain, which is always covered with snow, started melting nowadays. So these are all the effects of the global warming. So if we want to protect our earth, we should plant more trees. And then next we are going to see the climate change. Climate change. What do you mean by climate change? Season, climate, over a period of time there will be a changes, isn't it? Change, seasonal changes over a long period, isn't it? With respect to the growing accumulation of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Nowadays, actually this is a, what we can say, spring season. Actually, during this period, we have to get rainfall. There should be drizzling in Tenkasi areas, Kutralam. It should be, more water should fall down. Nowadays, the climate has been changed. We couldn't identify whether it is a summer season or winter season or rainy season. We cannot distinguish because of the climatic changes. Only because of the changes in the atmosphere, isn't it? So recently they have studied that the human activities just begin on the industrial revolution. They contributed the increase in the carbon dioxide only because of the industries. The recent study gives the data. Why there is a change in the climate often? Because the industries, after the industrial revolution, when it started, have you remembered girls, during the second planning period, 56 to 61, this period of industrial revolution, we give much importance to industries. So after giving the concentration on industries, there will be an increase in the carbon dioxide. So more than 40% of atmosphere is covered with CO2 only because of these industries. And moreover, several parts of the world, they already experience the warming of coastal waters, high temperature, a marked change in the rainfall patterns, increased intensity. Already we clearly notice it's not the apt climate. Nowadays the season has been changed. So it clearly visible to the people. Only because of human activities only, the nature has changed. So that only all the people, they used to say, we have to live along with the nature. We should not go against. எப்போவுமே இயற்கையோடு சேர்ந்து வாழ பழகணும். இயற்கைக்கு எதிராக போகணும்னா it will affect us. The sufferer is only the human being, not the nature. So the climate changes occurred only due to the industries. 40% of the atmosphere air becomes impure only because of the industries. And then next we are going to see the acid rain that already have studied in the water pollution, isn't it? Water pollution and the air pollution we have studied acid rain. What is acid rain? So when, as I said, the greenhouse effects or the gases emit from the factories, carbon dioxide and other things, and the cars and heating boilers, they contact with the water in the atmosphere. So when the nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, when they mingled with water, it will become nitric acid. Sulfur dioxide and also nitric acid. Sulfuric acid, sulfur dioxide. And when it mixed with water, it will become sulfurous acid. When they are mingled with water, it will become acid. Oxide will become acid and also nitric acid. So these gases are emit only from the factories, cars, boilers, heaters and other things. So the gas emit from these items are nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide and sulfuric trioxide. When these oxides were mingled with water, it will become acid. When they mixed in the atmosphere, it falls as an acid rain. And the acid rain is which is harmful for not only the human, also the aquatic animals. So acid rain is nothing but the oxides, when they mingled with water, it become acids and it fall down as acid rain, which is not good for human and also for the aquatic animals. And then EWaste, electronic waste. The next one is electronic waste. What do you mean by electronic waste? The new byproduct of the Info Techno Society. Infotech Society. Nowadays we are using, isn't it? Large amount of electronic gadgets are using by human beings nowadays. So one, it's get spoiled, or once it is, if it is not working, if it breaks down, what we will do, we will just throw off, isn't it? The computer is not functioning. If the electronic gadgets like mobiles, refrigerator, television, air condition, if they are not functioning, if they are not working properly, what we used to do, we used to throw it in the garbage, isn't it? So those waste are called e-waste, electronic waste. So just we are throwing in a physical waste, isn't it? If we throw the electronic gadgets like fridge, refrigerator and other things, it never decompose in the land. It also spoil the land. Land pollution will come because of this e-waste. Land pollution arises, we studied. So, why it happens? Because nowadays the usage of electronic item has been increased a lot. So that we have these wastage, number of e-wastage. And when they have disposed or sent for recycling, for example, television and computers, audio equipment, some things were sent for recycling also. So some of the parts can be reused and the remaining will be considered as waste. So it is basically discharge of useless and unwarranted material as a result of human activity. So they are composed of solids, semi-solids and liquids. Solid waste already we have studied, isn't it? While we are using the household items and the hospital items. I already told you the syringe, the medicine boxes, and other things are solid waste, isn't it? The household items, what we are using, refrigerator and other things are solid waste. Dead animal and hospital refuse and debris from construction site, ashes, agricultural waste and industrial waste, etc. When the waste is not removed, for example, they are throwing the hospital waste in the near the people, those who are living, isn't it, in the living area. So what will happen? It automatically affects the human health, isn't it? I already told you, it is a cause for land pollution also. Some of the things we can reuse. For example, if you throw the refrigerator and things, we can use this small pots, the outer cover or the trays and other things we can reuse. The remaining we have to throw out only, which cause the land pollution. And also, while we are throw them in the garbage near the living area, habitat area, it affects the human health because the things which comes from the electronic waste is not good for human health, isn't it? Sometimes it affects the human health and it is caused for the land pollution and it's a hygiene hazard. So we should be careful while we are using the electronic gadgets in the large amount. We should be ready to face the danger of the things which it brings. So up to that, let me wind up today's class. Tomorrow we will study what is sustainable development. green initiative and organic farming. We will see in the next class. Thank you, girls.